Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Silk and Bones.
Hi.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say I'm Kaio again.
You can if
Awkward
you want
pause.
to.
Sorry.
Awkward. Anyways, yes, I'm SB, Sparrow, Letty, whatever you want to call me, and I'm here with Kaio, as always.
Yep, I
This
already
is
said that.
our podcast. Yes.
Yep.
Happy Sunday. This comes out on Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
I hope you guys had a good week.
Hope you guys missed us on Sunday. The other Sunday.
Hey.
But we're back.
Hope you guys had a good week. We are currently recording this on Wednesday. So if anything happens within these next 4 days, I can't do math. Don't at me. Well, I hope it wasn't too important.
Yeah.
Or else we'll have to talk about it next week.
No, that's what I hate, when something really juicy happens right after we post our podcast. I'm like,
literally.
well, poopies.
Well, poopies.
Yeah, also be careful not to curse too much at the beginning of the podcast because, YouTube and stuff. So save that for later. That's why I didn't say.
Try my best.
Yeah. Anyway.
Shiitake mushrooms. Yeah, I'll do.
That's a good one.
It's hard for me. I've been. How long have you been cussing? Like, letting it fly.
Oh, like middle school.
I want to say for me, it's been like elementary school. So
elementary school, privately with friends.
It's a big part of my language. Like, my mom always says I have a sailor mouth. She's always like, how are you gonna get a partner? Because she says like, well, this is how she says it now after finding out I'm gay. She's like, how are you gonna find a husband? Or I mean, like, anyone who you want. Like, it could be like a wife too, but like, how are you gonna find like a husband with that sailor mouth?
That's so funny.
Yeah, she always has to specify now, like, oh, you could be with a woman, like, it's fine with me.
It's
like...
okay. It's okay. She has to make sure, she sounds.
She has to make sure. Yeah, she has to make sure that she sounds like an ally. I mean, yeah. She doesn't, like, my queerness to her isn't very apparent. Because obviously I don't talk about that with her, but also I have never brought like someone of the same gender or someone who's non-binary to her. But to be fair, I haven't brought anybody to her. She has no idea what my relationships have been like ever. So,
I mean, same with my parents.
Do they? Are you out to them?
Hell no. I feel like they'd be fine with it, but I'm still like, it's still something that's scary to do,
No, absolutely. I mean, like, if it's not something they need to know, like, why tell them? Why go?
Exactly. It's not like I have a boyfriend. I'm single as I've always. I said the word. I've always told people that, like, there's no point of coming out if I have nothing to show for it, in my opinion. For me personally. Yeah. Not for everybody. It would be nice to have them know.
It's a big step for a lot of people.
It's a huge step.
Huge step. So, like, it's like you have nothing that makes you feel the need to do so. Like, a lot of people who come out to their parents, they do so out of necessity because either they have a partner who is of the same gender or is non-binary, or they feel they need to do it out of necessity for, hey, this is who I am. I'm telling you this now because I want you to stop forcing things on me. Or I live with you and this is who I am. And I don't want to be hidden anymore. Like, you are my family. I want to be true to myself. And being true to myself means being true to you. I know you're a little disconnected from your family, so that could also be like another kind of.
I mean, only not my, like, what's it called? Like, main family? What's the term for that? Like, my mom and dad and brothers and sisters and stuff.
Immediate family.
Yeah. I think we're close enough. But the good thing is my parents don't really push that onto me of like when are you gonna get a girlfriend or something. That's a grandparent thing for me.
Really?
Yeah, but my mom and dad doesn't do that, which is nice. Are you surprised by that?
I'm surprised that you even have that kind of relationship with your grandparents, honestly, because like for me, it's always been kind of my grandmother is this kind of extended part of my family where it's like I see her often. I see her maybe like once every 2 months or something because she'll drive down from the city.
Yeah.
I grew up around her. I grew up with her in my life, but never to that extent to where I'm like actively talking to her and stuff like that. Like I maybe call her once every few months to actually talk, and even then it's like, hey grandma, like how are you doing, like I hope you're okay, I hope
it's not even
going
that.
good, goodbye.
It's not like we're super
like
close. It's like one of the first things that are brought up when I visit. It's not like we even have like deep conversations. It's one of the first things that are brought up at family reunions. Like, do you have a girlfriend yet? My grandma is always like, you're so handsome. She can't even speak Vietnamese. I don't know why I'm saying that. English. She can't speak English. So I don't know why I'm speaking English in a Vietnamese accent. But essentially, she's like, you're so handsome. How you not have a girlfriend yet? I'm like, Grandma, I don't even have a boyfriend. Please. Please.
That's so funny. No, because like I know like a lot of people are like really close to their grandparents, and like a lot of people like wish that they knew their grandparents, but to me it's just like this kind of strange relationship where it's like I've never been too close to them, but at the same time like they're just kind of there.
Would you be sad if they died?
Oh, of course. Like, I would be very sad if my grandmother died. My grandfather, not exactly. So my grandparents are divorced.
That makes sense.
I told this story to my community before, and they still can't believe the things I say about him are real. So, my grandfather, I want to say he's in his 70s by now. And he has, at least that we know of, 4 children who are younger than me.
What? Wait, it just hit me. I was like, what is she saying? What? Oh my God.
Yes, ew. My grandfather
aren't there like problems with that?
Not for men. Well, really? Actually, so here's the thing. For men, what happens is that I can't believe I'm explaining this. What happens is that your sperm kind of degrades in terms of the
count?
Nuclear, not
explosion?
Count per se. No.
Length, depth?
In terms of the genetic code within the sperm kind of degrades over time. What that can do is that can cause issues in the resulting child, depending also on the egg of the mother. Like if the mother is younger, there's less complications. But the DNA given from the father can cause complications, which could cause like developmental disorders in the child, or just poor development in general. This is specifically like if you are a woman in your later ages, like 40, 50, and you haven't gone through menopause and you do get pregnant, you are statistically way higher chance in order to get problems when it comes to like giving birth at that age.
I feel like I need glasses for this portion.
For men, it's not too much of a difference. But so here's the thing. My grandfather has at least 4 children that we know of.
Well, who's
younger than me.
The woman? Like, how old is she?
That's where I'm getting to. They're all different.
Oh, he's a.
Yes, he has like. I'm not gonna call my grandfather hot. I mean, some people might describe him as like a Casanova, I guess. I don't know. But he has like 6 different baby mamas. Which, by the way, he claims that he loves all of them, but I don't think he's seen most of his children in 2 decades.
Oh God.
But currently, so the most recent child, I want to say she's maybe like 6 now. She she lives with him. The mother, like, they're broken up. They're not together anymore, but I think she also still lives with him.
Oh God.
My grandfather's also a landlord, by the way. A landlord in New York City.
Oh God, he's awful.
Yes, my grandfather. I mean, he's gonna get even worse the more I talk about him. So
we have to dedicate an episode to this. Honestly,
family drama. This is like deep lore of my.
How did we even get here?
I don't even remember.
Wrap it up real quick.
Okay.
No, we have so much to talk about today.
TLDR, my grandfather was a bookie for the mafia. He is involved in gangs. He knows a lot of famous people. And he also abused my mother and thought my oldest brother was the spawn of the devil because of yeah, because of his name was like the name of an antichrist in a movie, so he thought like, oh, this child is gonna be devilish.
That's crazy.
I'm so serious.
Just to clarify, I didn't tell you to wrap it up because I don't care. It's because I want to save the content for another episode.
No, it's
family
okay.
drama, that would be fun. And then we could take like viewer submissions of family drama and read it out loud.
Oh, you big brain.
That would be fun.
Right, you're right.
Write it down. Write it down.
Write it down.
Actually, write it
okay.
down.
I'll put it in the topics.
Oh, this is super random, super quick. How come your VTuber model, you didn't decide to do like peekaboo hair this time?
Peekaboo hair?
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like when the front of your hair is one color and then the back is like a different color. I'm going to put up a photo for the listeners to know what I'm talking about. But it's basically when the front is one color and the back is one color. Let me send you an example so you know what I'm talking about. But
you mean
like
comparatively to like my last model that had the different hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Honestly, I just didn't think about it.
Oh,
like for this model,
it looks really good.
I think so too. I mean, I could always change the color in the back to like red if I really wanted to. Because it's like such a neutral color. My biggest thing was making sure all the colors were fitting to each other because I really wanted the theme to be black and red. The issue with black in terms of like art and 2D VTuber models is like black is really hard to do because everything's black. Like your background's usually dark. Your if you're recording a black background, like you would be hard to see. That's why my colors are more of like kind of like a grayish purple instead of like true black compared to like my hoodie right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wanted to have black hair, but then it ended up being this like brownish color. Yeah. Which honestly
I think it fits though.
It's cute. It makes me look like lighter. Like personality. Like
I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh. Makes me brighter.
No. It definitely, I mean, hair, like if you even in real life, because we're, fake people on the internet, in real life, like hair color is such like a big thing. It changes your appearance so much.
It does. I wish I could try different hair colors on my model, but there's like this weird thing where when you want to make it lighter on dark hair,
like a screen color,
it doesn't look good. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Right now, my hair is like a really dark brown IRL, but I usually dye it like pitch black, and it changes my appearance so much. But also, dyeing your hair really dark like that makes your skin a lot lighter.
Yeah, yeah. I love having like pitch black hair. That's my natural hair color.
Yes!
Just pitch black.
I was always so jealous of Asian people when I was younger because I was like, I really want black hair.
Yeah, I think the lightest we have is like maybe like a light brown, but yeah.
Like naturally, like occurring in the wild.
Yeah, but like it's funny because Asian people, when we see Asian people with light brown hair, we're like, wow, that's so cool. Because most people have like, you know, jet black.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah.
Do you have like really straight hair too, or do you have more of like the Southeast Asian fluffy hair?
Yeah, it's not super straight. It's more like I think I got my dad's genes where it's like thick and like not super straight, but like it's straight but textured, if that makes sense.
I think I get where you're coming from. By the way, the reason why we're describing it like this is because I still have never seen his face. So yeah. Context
I'm saving
for
it
that.
For IRL.
Right. It's gonna be a surprise.
Yeah. I always talk about this. Like, what if we meet each other in real life and we just hate each other? That'd be so funny.
That's like my biggest fear, but I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think so.
I think we're too close at this point that we've shared so many experiences together and we've talked to each other for so long. I think it would be impossible for us to hate each other. Because like what would change between us as people other than just we're looking at each other physically?
Maybe this only applies to groups of friends that talk through text a lot, but not in voice. Maybe. Yeah,
for sure. Because definitely, it's like I a lot of the times over text, and when I know people over text, like there's people I really like talking to only in text.
yeah, and then you call them and you're like, oh, either they're like really annoying or very quiet compared to what they seem like in text.
Right. And it's like, I like you as a person when you get to think about what you're about to say.
Yeah. But now that you get to say whatever you want when you want, all of a sudden I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
That's so funny.
I don't know, like that has to be like a phenomenon or something. Because like, and it's also like I get misread over text a lot. A lot of people tend to think I'm like very angry over text, or that I have like an attitude, especially with my family. This happens a lot, is like someone will text me and I'll reply in a way where like in my head I'm replying like, okay. What my family hears is okay. Right. Like, okay. Like they think I always have a attitude.
Speaking of texting with family, it's funny because my parents always text me in broken English. And I know this is really bad, but I text them in broken English back.
No, like I get it. Like you're trying to communicate in a way they're gonna understand. Because like you can't just like become Socrates in text form because you know English that well and they don't.
But I've been thinking maybe I should stop so they can learn. So they can learn what's like actually right.
No, are you texting them back? Like give me an example. Like how would you text back to them?
Let me see if I can find an example. In the meantime, we can talk about something else until I find it.
While we're on the topic of parents, what I had put, because this is like a recent situation, when did you stop telling your parents about things in your life?
Since forever. I never told them anything. Yeah.
So they think you're just like this perfect golden child? I asked because like I was kind of thinking about it, and I had came to the conclusion of like I remember when I was younger and like all my experience, like specifically I remember this one thing that happened to me where I was playing Toontown, which is like, it was like an old Disney MMO for those of you who don't know what it was. And it was like it was like clearly like a children's game. And I remember one of my friends on the game, well, quote unquote friend, like they were on my friends list and we would play a lot. They had like suddenly like blocked me or something. And I
And
remember I had to have been like 6 or 7. And I remember going to my mom and crying. I'm like, my friend blocked me on Toontown. And I'm sobbing. Like, I'm so sad that I lost this friend. And like I remember those things. And then I like think about like when I got older and I would tell my mom like things that happened at school and stuff like that. But I feel like over time, like I just started omitting details. Like I stopped telling her about like my friends. I stopped telling her about like my life at school or at work or, you know, who's in my life at the time. And I started being like very secretive about my life and who I was. But like a part of me always wanted that connection with my mom where I could tell her like everything. But I feel like this might be like kind of like a minority kind of thing where it's like you kind of get scared of telling your parents things about you because
yeah.
you think they're gonna judge you or punish you for it. Like one of my biggest things was like, oh, I'm not going to tell my mom about my online boyfriend that I've been dating for like 5 years because like, you know, he's like 4 years older than me and I don't want her to take away my laptop or something like.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's something you just shouldn't say.
Yeah, you just keep to yourself, right? But like things like, you know, oh, I lost like a friend today. Not like they're dead, but like I got into an argument with a friend and we stopped being friends and like it's really affecting me emotionally. I never told her that. And then I would reap the consequences of that when, you know, I would start giving her attitude as a teen because I was upset with what was going on in my life. And like now that I'm like, you know, early 20s, I'm kind of like regretting that. Like I'm regretting like not telling her the things that I wanted to tell somebody.
For me, it's kind of sad, but you're making me realize I never told my parents anything about my life, like at all, like how my day was at school, my relationships with my friends, like the games I like to play, or you know,
Yeah.
any of that. I rely on my friends for that, or I just keep it to myself. I've never really told them anything. I haven't even had the chance to like explain to them in depth about what I do currently. They don't really know anything.
I could never.
I don't know if I could either.
Yeah. Like I admire very much the people, like especially like a lot of the bigger VTubers who can, you know, or content creators in general, who can go to their parents and say, here's what I do for a living and I love doing this. It's currently, you know, sustaining me and I hope you can support me. I think because, like, for me, growing up, I played a lot of games with my mom. That's like she's the reason I play video games.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's the reason why I play Resident Evil because she got me into Resident Evil because she loves anything zombies.
Well, that's crazy. Me too. I love
Yeah,
zombie stuff.
me too. I wish there were more good zombie movies, honestly, but we can get
Yeah.
into that.
And more zombie games.
Yeah, real. Um, like The Last of Us, I always thought The Last of Us was like a good zombie game, and then I found out it's like a story game, and it's like I'm not interested anymore.
Oh,
I came here for
really?
the zombies.
You
Yeah,
don't like story game stuff?
I do like story games, but like I have to be in a mood to play them, and it kind of sucks for me because like sometimes I just want like mindless gaming, or I want puzzle gaming, like not like mindless in that sense. Um, and like the story doesn't really matter as much to me as long as the gameplay is good, but a lot of the games I feel nowadays are definitely going more for like a narrative kind of medium
Yeah,
to tell their stories.
that's true. I want another like Left 4 Dead 2, but that's actually
Yes.
good
Oh,
compared to
come
what they're Back for
on.
Blood.
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, Back for Blood wasn't made by Valve, which I think is a lot of the reason why it kind of flopped like it did. It was, I want to say, developed by some people who worked on Left 4 Dead 2, but I doubt it was like a good amount of people from that dev team because the game was just shit. It was just so
Ah,
bad.
Yeah.
I thought the concept was really cool though, like
Yeah.
horde zombies with kind of like a deck builder.
The deck
Um
builder was cool. I heard it was very,
mm,
I don't know, too strong. Made the game easy.
yeah, it was definitely too strong in aspects. And then there was like this like hard mode that you could do, hard mode campaign, but like the hard mode was just like fucking insanity to the point where it just wasn't even fun anymore. Which is like, I
Mm.
hate that. That is my biggest pet peeve in video games, is when your hard modes or your difficulty modifiers are just making things hard for the sake of being hard and not actually contributing to the gameplay.
It's like almost impossible, and like you would need to spend countless hours just trying to solve it or how to beat it.
Exactly. Yeah. That I had a that gripe with a game recently. I think it was I was playing a Doom 2 mod called Total Chaos, which, like, don't get it confused, it has nothing to do with Doom. It was just on the Doom 2 engine. But the thing was is that it didn't transform any concepts. Like, the puzzles weren't precisely hard and the gameplay was very lacking. The only thing that kept me going was I liked the aesthetic of it. And then I
Mm.
got further into the game, and like I remember going into this like lighthouse almost area, and I had cleared the room of like 4 monsters, and I was really low health. So I went down, got some items there, solved something for a puzzle, went back up, and I come out of the building and there's 6 more monsters outside suddenly. It's like, okay,
Is that a
this isn't
lot?
fun. Yes, for this kind of game, yes, that was a lot.
Oh,
As in, like, I could not survive getting out of here because I've already used all my items up from the previous 4 monsters you threw at me. When
that's just
I'm in the
frustrating.
yeah, when I'm in the headset of trying to play a puzzle game and I'm trying to solve the puzzle, I don't need a horde of monsters thrown at me, which is why games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill don't do that. Is they don't constantly throw these monsters at you when you're trying to do something like solve a very like think heavy puzzle.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it's
It's
like
usually like you
finding
can
a
wipe
key,
them
it's
out
like,
first
okay,
and then
whatever.
solve the puzzle.
Right. Exactly. No, but these just kept spawning for some reason, which is like,
Oh
at that point I
God,
turned
I
off the
would
game and I was
cry.
like, right, at that point I turned off the game. I was like, I'm not doing this.
That's overwhelming. That's too much.
A lot of these games be doing too much lately. I don't know.
What were we talking about? I
I have no
forgot.
idea. Something about parents being
Mm.
sad, not talking to your parents.
Oh, well, shit. Is it time for our VTuber portion
Game.
of the stream?
How long have we been recording? Oh,
28?
we're already at 30 minutes or so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
I love
I mean,
VTubers.
right. I know you do.
Yeah?
I mean, if you want to, we can talk about the break-in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. So, if you are unaware of VTuber news, VTuber community, I mean, this is just general streaming stuff, I think. Even
Yeah.
Dexerto
Even out of
had
VTubing,
done
it's
something.
still scary.
Right. So, a stalker had tried to or successfully broke into a VTuber by the her house by the name of Camilla. She was streaming at the time, and I believe she heard either someone trying to break into her door or her window, and
The clip
she
is
had
scary.
gotten
Oh my
it is
gosh.
really scary. Um she had gotten up from her chair to go see what it was, and I believe after she had, like, I'm pretty sure she saw the person, and she had called the police and ended stream right there. According to her and the police, within the next few days, what ended up being the case was she had accepted a gift from TwitchCon, I believe, and that
I saw
gift
that.
had a tracking device.
That's so scary.
Insane. insane, which is why if you go to cons like TwitchCon or Offkai, a lot of the times, especially VTubers, will deny gifts because these are things that happen. And it's scary. Like, imagine if she wasn't streaming. Imagine if the person had actually gotten further than they did. Like, that's crazy.
Something really bad could have happened.
Extremely bad. And I want to say, like, Kavilla is a big streamer for sure, but she's not even one of the biggest. So this could happen to people who really aren't even thinking about that, being like, I'm not a big streamer. It can't happen to me. It won't happen to me. You have no idea who is out there and who wants to do what to you.
There are a lot of crazy viewers, especially for VTubing.
Tons.
Especially for VTubing. So.
Especially.
Oh my gosh.
The aspect of anonymity in VTubing is what drives people to kind of just like try and figure out who you are, because people see that as a challenge, basically. They want you to show your face or get a face reveal, or
the amount of times
and it's always drama and stuff. Do you remember that whole thing that happened with Corpse, where someone had posted a random picture of like a kid online and tried saying like, oh, this is Corpse's like actual face, and everyone was going like, oh, he's so ugly, like blah blah blah, and it's like, this wasn't even him. Like, this was just like some random kid's picture.
What a weird thing to do as well. Like, I can't imagine caring that much.
Literally. Like, it's insane, because like a lot of people wanted his downfall because, like, you know, they thought he was, I don't know, taking their women or something.
Okay. Kind of cringe.
Okay. Right. Because, like, you know, he was very popular amongst women, and he had something that a lot of men felt they couldn't attain, which was, like, you know, women's attention.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys hated him for no reason. And, you know, the fact that he was Mexican didn't help either. Like, that just fueled people even more.
The racists.
Racism, yeah, is a very, very powerful driving force. But yeah, like, we both have had like stalker issues, haven't we? I don't think I've told you about mine, but yeah, you definitely had one. Yeah. I actually had someone, and you know, a lot of times it could be someone you don't know, but a lot of times it could be someone you do know. I had someone stalk me, they were an ex-friend of my friend group, my old friend group. And they had been obsessed with me since I was 14, 15. And then as I got older, they started making like weirder comments, like specifically when I got around like the age of 16. 17, I had a girlfriend at the time. And like, they just kept pestering me and talking about like the things they wanted to do to me, and I was like, I'm taken, like, I don't know why you're saying these things to me. And it got gross. It got really gross, to the point where they were talking about trying to do things to me non-consensually.
Ew.
And then at that point I blocked them.
Yeah,
and
what
so
the hell?
I moved on with my life. I kind of severed myself from that friend group for a while. I eventually made friends again with them, and we reconnected and stuff. And then when I started VTubing and I started doing things on a certain site, I remember looking in my sub list and I saw their name pop up.
No
They
way.
had tried covering it up by immediately changing their name, but I had seen it. And then they started like sending me messages on that app. And it was like the same like nasty stuff. And like I got scared because like this person knew where I lived.
Oh,
So yes, exactly. And
that
they
makes
like
it
it
way
wasn't that
worse.
hard to get here from where they lived. So like that was the worst part. But so far nothing has come of that and they haven't bothered me since. So
That's good. Still
yeah.
scary, but that's good.
Very. Yeah.
Oh
Do
my.
you wanna talk about yours?
I'm scared to talk about mine. What if I like summon them? Jeebus. I can though. I had this woman, uh, she was very, very convinced that I'm either not gay, like bi, or just like
Which is
straight.
crazy, by the way.
Which is insane. I'm gay as, by the way. I've never had interest for women. Love you guys though. Anyway, it was an obsession. They would watch my streams despite being banned. They would make new Twitter accounts to prevent the block, which is awful, by the way. We need to implement IP bans to Twitter and every social media. IP bans, please. Multiple of the Twitter accounts were suspended, like not even blocked, but suspended too. And all of that happened. And then they made a new Twitter account and continued to harass my friends. They brought my friends into it and would
I got
send
a few replies.
Oh gosh. They would send my friends NSFW photos of my VTuber model and like also send them my like audio works, if you know what I mean.
Really? I didn't know
Publicly. They were a
So
sub
they
to
were
my
subbed.
Patreon.
Yeah, they were subbed to your Patreon though.
Yeah, and they would post it. It was
That's
creepy.
crazy. Which, by the way, isn't that like? Can't you like copyright check them or something?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sue them.
What ended up happening was I messaged them and I was like, if you don't stop this, I will take legal action. Like, I don't know where you live.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but I'll find a way and I will sue you. They basically, we like kind of made an agreement and that thing ended. But then this new account popped up.
Oh God.
It was a trans man this time, but they were very, very suspiciously obsessed with me. And when I didn't accept their advances, their typing pattern became similar to the stalker that I was talking about. And I'm 99% convinced that that quote trans man is just the woman playing a trans man to continue to stalk me.
That was the person who tried, like on your YouTube shorts, was like calling you transphobic.
That's the person that was calling me transphobic. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Calling me transphobic because I've never hooked up with a trans man before.
Right.
That's insane. But I'm convinced they're the same person.
I'm sure they are.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The mental
but what I've learned
runs.
is those type of people feed off of attention. So if you just ignore them, then like they can't harm you. What are you going to do? I'm ignoring you. And if you talk to my friends, they'll just ignore you too.
That is definitely kind of, I think that's like the recommended thing is just don't feed into it. Yeah. Feeding into it doesn't work. But the thing is like the people who do things like stalking are severely mentally ill.
Oh and yeah. That bitch is insane.
They will take any notion as you giving them attention to the point where you smiling at somebody else, they will think you're smiling at them or because of them. Like, it's just severe mental illness. I remember when that person was replying to your friends, me included, and they would send NSFW AI art of you with a woman.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. I've never blocked somebody so fast in my goddamn life.
Very, very
nasty. Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Speaking of NSFW art of me with woman, someone commissioned art of me and Silvervale like months ago. That
Dead
was crazy.
ass?
Did you not see that?
No.
No, it was a whole thing. It's called conversion art. It's basically the art was there was like text dialogue, like speech bubbles of her using her pheromones to make me straight. Yeah, it was crazy.
Ew!
It was NSFW art of us. It was pretty insane.
That is what the
I'm surprised you haven't seen this.
I think I heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah. It's insane.
Oh my god.
Absolutely insane. You know what a shame is though?
What?
The art's actually pretty good. But damn, for such a bad reason. Like,
right.
Damn, you could have used your skills for something else, but you decided to be a weirdo.
I mean, I'd like hate the person who drew it too, though. I mean, but get that bag, I guess.
It was commissioned though. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's insane.
Very, very insane. VTuber viewers, some of you are weird and scary.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
I'm very glad that like I want to say like 99% of my community is very good to me. It's not weird that I know of. So
I think a lot of my viewers are good. It's just your audience is more than just your viewers. And
right.
Yeah. For me, there's a lot of with the work I do, it's like it's kind of, you know, what's the word? Expected, I guess. So I don't mind it. It
kind of comes with the territory, right? It's like you kind of have to deal with that. And like I like how you put it is like your community is more than your viewers, because yeah, that's true. As a social media personality, as a content creator, your community, it involves more than just the people who watch you daily. It involves the people who watch you occasionally. It involves the people who only interact with you on social medias.
There are some people who have me as their Oshi but only watch like my YouTube videos or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So like just because they're not active and chatting does not make them not part of your community. Which is a nice segue into the recent kind of discourse that has been happening in streaming. Good. Which, I mean, this topic comes up, I want to say, every 6 months. Like, we've recycled the same argument every 6 months, I swear.
You gotta get that blue check mark paycheck somehow.
Right. So the most recent discourse amongst VTubers and content creators is we're recycling the argument of, oh, you know, 5 viewers is a whole room of people, and then people go, well, 5 viewers isn't paying my bills. And it's like, okay, why did you expect it to? Yeah. Because think of it in terms of like a real job. Not that I'm saying streaming isn't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You expect 5, like imagine it as you own a business, right? Because that's really what streaming is you are owning yourself. You're owning your own business. You are marketing yourself. 5 people come in and buy your product at $5. You think you're turning a profit on that from running a business? No. That's what? Okay. Anyways, say you have 25 people come into your business. Say 70% of them buy something from you for $5. You're still not turning a profit because you're running a business, and business has expenses. So a lot of people don't realize that content creators, a lot of the things we do are money sinks. Because we do it for either the love of the game, or we do it because we are trying to grow and expand. It's an advertisement cost, essentially. things like editing, and for YouTube videos, for shorts, thumbnails, or promotional videos and stuff like that can cost hundreds of dollars. And a lot of creators aren't making that back through content creation. So people come in here and they see people doing subathons for the third time in a year, making thousands of dollars because people just keep throwing money at them. And they think, well, I can do that. Like this person is like XYZ. I can be like that. And expect that going in, which is just not the case. Like, you as a small streamer aren't going to turn this into a full-time job off of, just pressing go live.
And if you think that way, you're kind of ignorant.
It is ignorance, yeah.
It is. It's what was I gonna say? The reality is most VTubers, they do VTubing, they do streaming as a hobby. The people that have it as a full-time job, they are a very, very low percentage. And you're not making a very strategic choice if you decide that you're going to quit your job and make streaming full-time if you only have 5 viewers.
Right.
This is the real world. Unfortunately, life sucks, and most people just have to work a real job. And content creation doesn't work for everyone, unfortunately. But it's something that comes with hard work and also luck. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have either one of those to, grow your platform, then unfortunately, it's not going to work out. And a lot of the people that I see that complain, I like to go stalk them to see what they do.
Oh, yes.
And then what do I see?
Yeah.
What do I see? Nothing. I don't see any links to other platforms promoting their other sites like YouTube.
Like, can't even
TikTok.
find their Twitch.
You can't even find their Twitch. They make it hard to find. And I'm like, I don't see you posting and stuff.
Right.
I post every day. I post every day on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I post everywhere daily. And I understand that, yes, there has been luck in my career that has brought me here. But in order to be lucky, I had to work hard. I had to have content that could blow up by luck. And if you don't have that content, it can't blow up.
That is definitely like one of the biggest things is like, you are trying to prey on the luck, but you can't get that luck aspect if you have nothing to show for it. Exactly. Which is like if you're not streaming, if you're not making videos, if you're not making shorts, even if you do get that opportunity, you get that chance, you have someone discover you and something goes viral, you're not going to keep that if you can't show them it's worth it. So like that I mean, like for me personally, I'm quote unquote a full-time content creator. I quit my job because I was going back to being a full-time student, as well as streaming, because streaming was making me a good enough income. Now, that's not to say I'm good at being a full-time content creator. I try my best. I'm still a very small streamer. But I'm still doing what I feel I need to be doing in order to grow and work harder. To get to where I would like to be with content creation, because I love streaming. I love making content. Recently, I've gotten and learned how to edit myself. So I've been editing a lot of things myself because it's fun and I like it. The thing is that I'm also disabled. I am a disabled person. So I'm working hard to be at a disadvantage. I oftentimes can't do the work that most normal people could because I tire out more easily. I stress out more easily. And it's just harder for me to get up and do the things that other people can do normally. But at the same time, being disabled also means I'm bad at working a real job. For most of my life, I couldn't keep a real job for longer than like 6 months. Like, content creation is something I'm trying very hard to make work because I like it and I can stick with it. I have been for almost 3 years now. So it's hard because, you know, I can't just apply for disability because disability, at least in America, has an income cap where if you earn more, which I am, if you earn more than the cap, they take away your disability. So
yeah.
I've
always thought that was
so
so stupid.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
And the cap is not even that high.
No, the cap, I want to say the cap is like $300 a month. Or so,
oh
like,
my God.
Between $300 to like $600 a month is the cap for disability.
That's insane.
Which they don't even give you that much. Like in a month. Actually, let me look it up. Let me be correct on this. You can get up to around $4,000 per month on disability, but the average you would get is around $1,000, which is about like if you worked a full-time job in a month, that's about how much you would make in a month on minimum wage.
Yeah.
But you can't earn more than, let's see. Report their work and continue to have a disability. 2024 trial work month is any month when a person's total earnings are over 1,000. Yeah. So if you, they give you on average 1,500. If you earn more than 1,000, which kind of doesn't make sense, actually. Hold on. So if you earn more than 1,100 in other income per month on disability, then they take away your disability. Which is like, you know, you could have 2 months where you do really well and then suddenly your disability's gone.
That's crazy.
Not to mention, they don't even offer you healthcare. Well, they do offer quote unquote healthcare benefits for disability, but it's like basically nothing.
Oh. Well, I'm just glad I'm not disabled.
If you get married, you lose your disability.
No way.
Yes.
That's like scary because what if, you know, the marriage doesn't work out and
exactly. What if the person you married isn't a good person after you marry them?
Oh my God.
Well, now you've lost all your independence and you are relying on your partner.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm so lucky that I'm not disabled. Like bless that. But yeah, I'm talking from the lens of like someone who isn't disabled, obviously. So I guess if you are disabled, take it with a grain of salt.
Even without being disabled, though, you work very hard. You work more than the average person. By your size currently, I feel most people would have already hired out help. That you do all yourself. Like, most people by now would hire a social media manager at the very least.
See, I don't do that because I like to save my money. Like,
I know you do.
I rarely commission art anymore, and if I do, it's for profit.
For your your stuff. Yeah.
I grew up poor, so I really do spend my money sparingly,
frugally.
Unless it's like necessary just to keep my mental health,
your lights on, or
sane. Just to be sane.
No, and that's one of my biggest things. Like, one of the biggest arguments I have with like my family is like, I spend money that I probably shouldn't, but at the same time, I need to spend this money in order for me to be happy. So I'm going to do what's going to make me happy, even if it doesn't benefit me in the long run, because I want to keep myself mentally well. If that means I want to get a snack right now, I'm going to get a snack.
Right,
okay?
I'm going to get my katsu chicken and boba.
Right.
I've seen those copium posts where it's like, you know, you could be spending this money on a child right now. Buy that drink.
Oh God.
Buy that snack, you know?
Please, right.
This could have been spent on like diapers or something.
I'd bake myself.
Me too.
No, yeah, but like that's like one of like when I would order food, like my brother would be like, "You're really spending that money?" I'm like, "Yes, I wanted my Penny vodka." Okay. Like this is what's going to make me happy in this moment, so I'm getting it.
Yeah, like is it smart?
Or like
maybe not.
Right.
But come on.
Like buying a $20 charm or a $60 plushie here and then. Or like he used to say like, oh, like you buy so much stuff off of Amazon. Like, are you even saving money? Which first of all, I was at the time. Second of all, let me have my little gadgets. Let me have my little
Amazon.
trinkets. Okay.
Unfortunately. Love it.
I mean, I'm a window shopper online where like I'll just add a bunch of things to my cart and then I'll never actually get them.
Anyway, moral of the story, from my perspective, is that if you really want something, work really hard for it. Because that's what I did. I really wanted it. Like, I love it so much. I love content creation. Yeah. And I really wanted to make it, you know, work.
Of course,
So what do? I work every day for it to make it sustainable and continue
diversify your income.
Yes, don't
try
just stream.
Your hardest. Yeah.
Yeah. That's enough about VTubers though. Oh man.
Actually, I think we might need to wrap this up pretty soon because I do have a doctor's appointment I have to make.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's at 10:30, so it's like half an hour. How long is that from that?
Half an hour?
Yeah.
Should we end it off with the friends thing? Let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll make it quick.
Talk about that a lot. Yeah. So, this is something just like we ourselves have been talking about a lot recently.
Yeah.
Is like on the topic of fake friends. Or unsupportive friends more likely. Yeah. Like not fake in terms of like, oh, you're gossiping behind my back, you hate me, but more of just like friends who just aren't good at being friends.
Yeah, and the way that I've been seeing this is like there are friends who, for example, they might congratulate me publicly, and the reason they might be doing that is because maybe their followers see it and they're like, oh, he's such a good friend, a nice friend. But then like behind closed doors, like I don't hear anything about like any of that.
Right.
You know? Or,
like when was the last time you DM'd me? 3 months ago.
Right. I mean, I'm really bad at DMing too, but it's like,
I mean, it's understandable with like your workflow.
It depends on the context of like, oh, like, I don't know, did this friend achieve something and I want to like congratulate them on that? Or
if it's something like, hey, I just got like 100,000 views on my first YouTube video or something, and you're in their replies going like, oh my God, congratulations. Like you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you. And it's like, I haven't even spoken to you in 6 months. This is the first time you're even engaging with one of my tweets in 5 months. It's like, okay, well, I know what you're here for.
Yeah, like now all of a sudden that you achieve something, they like show up for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me a lot with DMs. Is like I'll achieve something that is very public and very congratulatory in terms of content creation, and then suddenly I get 3 DMs from people who I haven't spoken to or am not very well acquainted to, and they're congratulating me in my DMs. And it's like, I know what you're here for.
There are just many clout chasers with content creation, and you never know. You kind of know who the real ones are. You kind of know.
I
some people
swear
make
to
it
God,
obvious
I'm
as
psychic.
hell.
So bad.
I'm saying,
but I swear I'm psychic. Every time I have a gut feeling about someone, it turns out to be right.
Yeah, like the recent one that I feel like I don't want to really talk
Yeah,
about, but
yeah. No,
yeah,
we're not
yeah.
going to, but
No, no,
yeah.
no. I wish I had better examples of the like fake unsupportive friends thing.
Because, yeah, you kind of just don't think about it until it happens, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you don't realize that this is something that, is kind of condescending until it happens to you. And then you think about it a little bit later. It's like, that was really like kind of shitty.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I feel like friends should support each other, but sometimes some friends makes it hard for me to support them when I don't see them giving me any support as well.
Hmm.
And I feel like
Right.
some people might be thinking, you're friends, you should support each other unconditionally. But it's like, I feel like friends should support each other.
I had this talk with someone recently, actually. Was just like having a friendship be a back and forth, having a friendship be 50-50. Because a lot of the times you have someone who you might consider a really good friend, and they'll come and talk to you, they'll vent to you, and then the minute you try and, tell your stuff back, they're like, "Oh, sorry, gotta go."
Oh,
Yeah.
like,
So
oh, that's the worst kind of people.
yeah. So yes, people who will dump on you but won't even give you the time of day to talk back.
Yeah.
Um, which this has happened to me a lot, especially because I'm a very good listener. And a lot of a lot of the times I'll try and like insert myself and like tell like my own experiences, and try and get some support as well as trying to support them at the same time. And then I get responses like, "Why are you making this about you?" It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was an open conversation, my bad."
Yeah. Because it's a back and forth type of thing.
Right. As a friendship should be. You should be giving each other 50-50.
Mm.
So if I'm constantly supporting you, and then you can't even bother to like show up to like an anniversary or a birthday or something like that, it's like, okay, well, why should I put in the effort? And then when I stop putting in the effort, suddenly you notice I'm not putting in the effort, and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Also, for any people thinking, like, why don't you just confront them about it, Kaio? The reason is I have a fear that this person may not take it well. And if they don't take it well, unfortunately, with VTubing, communities are somewhat kind of tight knit. And I don't want to deal with all that. It's more effort than it is worth. And I am stressed out enough. But all I'll say is if you see me hanging out with different people and less with certain people, there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see me hanging out with Miss Espy every week, if she fixes her sleep schedule,
yeah.
or ruins
Stop. You're not gonna get it to happen, no matter how many times you ask.
it.
No, but like I feel like a lot of communities aren't aware of things like that. It's like
They aren't,
I don't
because
like
outwardly we may be
people
friendly.
who, right.
Yeah.
I could fucking hate you. No. So like a lot of the people I started hanging out with and making content with when I first started VTubing, 3 out of like 5 of them have me blocked by this point. So like a lot of people don't realize, like, over time, people just stop being friends. People stop doing things together, and you might stop seeing them. But a lot of people, content is so, you're either very in tune with it or you're just kind of consuming it. So like a lot of people don't realize that. And so when that's why I've been very specific about like who I raid and stuff, because I don't want to introduce my community to someone where I go to their stream, I send my community to them, I tell them like, hey, follow this person, like they're pretty cool. And then, 2 days later they end up being a weirdo, or they just have like really odd opinions and stuff like that, because I didn't know who they were, or maybe I knew them on the surface but I didn't know who they were really deep down.
I've had that happen to me so many times.
So many times. So like I'm very picky who I bring to my community. Like I'll show up for other people, but I may not exactly say I'm there, or I may not advertise that I'm going to be there, or I might just honestly just cancel if I feel like there's too many. Like that's why I don't do like big collabs. I don't participate in big collabs anymore because a lot of the times I don't know half the people who are there. So I don't want my community seeing me in a different light because some people who are here just aren't, who are up to my standards of association, basically.
Well, oh my God. One thing I will say is, I don't know if we just didn't market this podcast well, but when we announced it, I don't think a single friend of mine congratulated me for announcing
it.
Yeah.
None. No.
Yeah.
I don't think any of our friends really even like
maybe
commented, supported.
Do people just hate me, guys? Am I just an awful person?
I think people just hate us.
I mean, they don't have to, but it'd be nice. I don't know.
I think literally my community regulars supported this endeavor more than my friends.
Same.
I think I don't think any of them have even mentioned it to me, being like, oh my God, I saw that you started a podcast. I don't think I've even gotten that.
Maybe no, the funny thing is, there were more people that I don't talk to often that might have congratulated me more than people that I thought I was close to.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you can't, measure your friendship off of like these interactions. And it's like,
no, you can't.
At a point you can, though, because like when it keeps happening and it's enough,
it's consistent.
If it's enough for me to notice and be like, why didn't you do this? That's kind of telling. Is like, I don't know. It's a very hard thing to talk about because interpersonal relationships, especially, is like, just hard.
It is hard.
Being friends, having friends is hard. I don't blame people. That's why a lot of people in my community tend to be like loners, and like love you guys, but like a lot of people complain about it. Is like, yeah, like I don't really have friends, or like I don't really have people to talk to, which is why I watch like a lot of streams and I chat a lot. And it's like, I get it. Like having and making friends is hard.
It's especially hard because we're all content creators, and eventually like there might be some jealousy if one person is more successful than the other. And even if you don't want to be jealous, it's not something you can control.
It just happens. I think the important part is being honest with it. Like there was definitely like times in my life where I've been jealous maybe of you or of Kimmy, like one of my other best friends, of Bim. And like but the thing is that I'm honest with it. I tell them it's like I want to be happy for you and I'm congratulating you in this moment, but I also am being honest with myself and with you and saying, yeah, I'm a little jealous of your success and I wish I could be the same. And a really good friend would respond to that with, I understand, I've been where you are. Because realistically, we've all had that moment. There's always going to be someone bigger than us, someone better than us. And it's just going to keep happening. But as long as you're honest with your feelings and you understand that this is a normal feeling to have, I think it's fine.
Yeah. And being jealous, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I've always seen people say, this is a really good take, it's what you do with the jealousy. I can be jealous too, but what I do with it, I fuel it to work even harder.
Exactly.
I take the jealousy and I'm like, I want to be successful so bad. I'm going to edit like 10 TikToks today. And that's what I do with my jealousy.
It's turning negative emotions into something productive, which is like something really only mentally well people can accomplish. Is it's hard to turn jealousy into something positive when you're like extremely depressed. So it's definitely a practice. It's something you do have to practice, is turning negative emotions into something productive or positive. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm jealous of one of my friends. What can I do about that?
I can see both sides.
Yeah. What I can do is like, I can tell them I'm jealous and say that I'm really happy for their success, but I'm a little jealous, and we can have a talk about that. What I can also do is be a little jealous and then be like, I really want to make it work. I'm going to work harder, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about turning those feelings around, and not wallowing in it, not letting it consume you.
Yeah. For sure. Anyway, and with
Don't
that,
be fake, people. Anyways,
don't be fake. Support your friends.
Support us.
Ending
on
note.
Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But to conclude the friend thing, there are different ways to support your friends, and it might not always be through a direct way.
Communication is key.
Yes.
Communicate with people. Please talk to them. I'm begging you. Talk. Communicate. Please.
And that concludes it. If you listen to the end, we love you. We'll see you next Sunday.
Yes. Rate us 5 stars, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Tell us about your family drama. We want to hear.
Oh, yes. Give us some questions to answer, maybe. We'll see.
Set up a form in the description so you guys can fill it out, and we'll read it next week. Okay. We can make it anonymous or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That'll be exciting.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.